John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello, my name is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. I have spent time at FICO, which is the company behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the generally recognized credit reporting agencies. All right, so today I'm going to discuss the different types of credit reports. Now you're probably saying, what is he talking about? Isn't a credit report a credit report a credit report? Aren't they all the same thing? Not really. Okay. There are a variety of different types of credit reports and formats that are commercially available and in use today, not only in the consumer credit environment, but also in the direct-to-consumer environment. I know that's a little complicated, so I'm going to explain all that, so sit tight. All right, so let's go through the different types, and I'll explain what each of these are and what you get and what you don't get. Before we go down this road, I acknowledge and agree with you that the term credit report is kind of universally used to describe every single thing that I'm going to talk about today. But to the extent that you want to kind of dig down a little bit into the cornflakes and actually use the formal term and understand the difference between these different styles of reports, that's what we're going to be doing today over the next few minutes. Okay. Number one is the actual real credit reports. The credit report is the style of report that is available for users of reports. And a user of a report is a bank, a credit union, a credit card issuer, an insurance company. So these are the companies that actually pull a credit report for the purposes of doing some sort of risk assessment on an applicant or an existing customer, and then they make a decision. All right, so let's talk about that. Available for users. Users are not you consumers, okay? You do not have access to these types of reports. Only lenders and other users of credit reports have access to this, and this is formally referred to as a credit report, okay? If you work at a mortgage broker, or for a mortgage broker, or you are a mortgage broker, or if you work at a car dealership and you have access to credit reports, if you've ever pulled credit reports, that's what that is. That is a report. You are a user of credit reports because you're making some sort of a decision based on the information. All right. The next style of credit report is the credit report disclosure, okay? This is the type of credit report that is available to you, the consumer. These normally come from websites, okay? So annualcreditreport.com, Experian.com, Equifax.com, TransUnion.com, whatever.com. If the report is intended for your consumption, it is referred to as a credit report disclosure. These are the types of reports that are going to be in plain English. They're going to have color coding. They're going to have legends that explain what the different fields and the different characters mean. These have one purpose and one purpose only, to give you a copy of your report. These reports are only available for consumers. They are not and are never available to users. So there's like this wall between credit reports and credit report disclosures, consumers only, users only. So don't ever let anybody convince you that what's on the report that you see from some website is the identical set of information that is seen by a bank or a credit union, because that just simply would be factually inaccurate. All right, next. The credit report summary. There are some websites that are allowed, through relationships they have with the credit reporting agencies, to give you your credit reports. However, they're not giving you a full-blown disclosure-style credit report. They're just giving you some sort of a summary. So they may have information about, oh, you have 5 accounts on your credit report and they're all paid on time and you have this much debt appearing on your credit report. Those are summaries. That's just summary credit report information. There's actually a full-blown credit report somewhere behind that that you're not actually seeing. So you're actually just seeing a summary. These also are available only to consumers, okay? And then finally, this is actually my favorite of all the different types of reports because it has so much information on it. The residential mortgage credit report, that's a whole lot of words, and so guess what? It's got a fancy acronym, the acronym RMCR. So if you ever see RMCR, that stands for Residential Mortgage Credit Report. Some people call them tri-merges. It's the same thing. Usually people in the industry call them tri-merges. So you may hear tri-merge reports, mortgage reports, RMCRs, residential mortgage credit reports. It's all the same thing. A residential mortgage credit report is actually a combination of all of the information on all three of your credit reports. And so an RMCR actually is Equifax plus TransUnion plus Experian equals RMCR. These are usually dozens and dozens of pages long because they have so much information. Mortgage lenders are actually required by the FHFA to consider information on all of your credit reports, which is why mortgage brokers and lenders have to pull credit reports from all three of the credit reporting agencies. And so they do so through an intermediary company called a mortgage reporting company, someone like Kroll Factual Data or CoreLogic Credco. There's a ton of them. Those are two that are more commonly known. And what they will do is they will actually go to the three credit bureaus on behalf of the mortgage lender, pull all those credit reports. Oh, and by the way, so that's three credit reports for the applicant. If there is a co-applicant, so if you're applying for a joint mortgage, that's going to be three more credit reports. So really the RMCR can end up being information from 6 different credit reports, including 6 credit scores. That's why these reports are so massive, because there's so much information. Most lenders, if you're applying for a car loan or a credit card, they're going to pull one of your credit reports from one of the credit bureaus and they're going to be done with it. Mortgage lending, man, they want to see it all right? These reports are kind of cosmetically redesigned so that a mortgage broker can actually look at them and see them. Usually all the bad stuff is on one page and it's highlighted, unless you have more than one page of bad stuff, which would be really bad. All the bad stuff is generally highlighted. Things are put in kind of sections and with kind of column headers, and they're actually very easy to read, even as a consumer, even though these are not provided to consumers. But when you go to pre-qualify for a mortgage loan and you start going through the process, the lender is likely going to pull an RMCR and you're going to see various mortgage-related inquiries on your credit report. But that's it. Those are the 4 different types of reports and disclosures and summaries and RMCRs that are commonly used in the world of consumer credit today. So, you know, again, even though we just use the words credit report to describe all these things kind of collectively, they are absolutely not the same thing. They're actually quite different. Whoever has access to them is also quite different, as well as who uses them. So anyway, I hope you learned something about different types of credit reports today. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to them. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.